I am Bruto. You are a challenger. Let's fight. Alright, go, Pokemon. Oh, so you have a Hitmonchan. Oh. Okay. Okay. What is going on, guys? This is Dobbs here, bringing you another Pokemon video. And in this video, we're gonna go over 15 mistakes that you probably made in Pokemon. But before we start, I just want you guys to know this video is sponsored by NordVPN. And if you're wondering what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network, which basically means you can mask your IP to multiple places in the world to keep your information private and secure. And trust me, it is very important to keep your information secure because, you know, there might be Caterpies out there that can hack it. Unlike that one bugcatcher that said that his Caterpie couldn't. And with a VPN, it encrypts your data, so it makes it harder for Caterpies and hackers to break through. So you tell me, would you rather keep your private information in a Pokeball or a Master Ball? Me personally, I would choose the Master Ball because that seems to be the best. And what's awesome about NordVPN is that it's super easy to use. Literally all you do is press a single button and boom, you're now safe from those evil Caterpies. And on top of that, you can use it on any device. So if you want to be protected on your phone, computer, or even on your TV or your Pokédex, you can do that with NordVPN. So if you want to keep your information secure in a Master Ball to fend off those hungry hacking Caterpies, go to nordvpn.com/Dobbs or use the code Dobbs to get a 2-year plan with a huge discount plus additional 4 months for free. And again, that is nordvpn.com/Dobbs, and you can check out this link down below in the description. And guys, these sponsorships help me out a ton because the ad revenue on YouTube is always a humongous roller coaster. So be sure to check out NordVPN and see what they're all about. And yeah, with that said, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Now, starting off this list, the first mistake you probably made in Pokemon is the way you fought Whitney in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Going in there straight up with your starter Pokemon and some random Pokemon that you caught on the way is actually the wrong way to go about it. Because Whitney's Miltank, as you probably know, is a powerhouse. It just rollouts and it destroys everything. And not to mention that your starter Pokemon are more likely to be males, so its attract will be very effective in battle most of the time. So going into Whitney's gym balls deep was your first mistake. And your second mistake was not capturing a Drowsy or an Abra in the route beforehand. And you're probably asking yourself, why on earth do I need to get a Drowsy or an Abra for Whitney when she's a normal specialist? What does the second type Pokemon have to do with destroying that wretched Miltank? Well, the answer is you're not going to use the Psychic type Pokemon. You're going to trade it for a female Fighting type Pokemon that will destroy Whitney, as how Whitney destroyed you for all of these years. Yes, because at the Goldenrod Mart, you could trade a Drowsy in Pokemon Gold and Silver or Abra in Pokemon Crystal for a female Machop. And as we all know, Fighting type Pokemon are super effective against normal types, and Whitney's Miltank's attract can't do anything to a female Pokemon. Therefore, this Machop makes Whitney's gym super duper easy. And I bet you're slapping yourself right now for not doing this strategy. Now, another mistake we've all fallen victim to is believing youngster Joey with his top percent Rattata. And I know it's a meme at this point that he has his top percent Rattata, the best Rattata to ever exist out of all Rattata. But believe it or not, his Rattata is actually the worst Rattata to ever exist out of all Rattata. Like, quite literally, because someone went into the game's coding and looked at the stats of youngster Joey's Rattata and found out that he has 0 IVs in all of his stats. And keep in mind, having 0 IVs across the board in all of your stats is as rare as having 31 IVs in all the stats across the board. So when youngster Joey calls you and tells you about how top percent his Rattata is, well, he's lying to you because it's actually the quite opposite. His Rattata is the absolute worst Rattata that you could ever get in the game. It is quite literally the absolute bottom tier Rattata. I thought I trusted you, youngster Joey. I thought we were friends. Now, a mistake that a lot of us made when we played Pokemon Red and Blue was picking Charmander for our starter. Because believe it or not, Charmander is actually the worst starter to pick of the 3 for beating the game in Pokemon Red and Blue. Because first of all, the first 2 gyms, Charmander has a very tough time with. Brock with his Rock-type Pokemon, and Misty with her Water-type Pokemon. 2 typings that Charmander is very weak to. And when you eventually evolve your Charmander into a Charizard, it can't even learn any stab flying type moves. It can't even learn fly. It can't learn any flying type moves by TM either, because the only TM move that's a flying type is Sky Attack. So quite literally, this Charizard has 2 useless wings on his back that it probably went through immense pain with while growing them in while evolving. And once you get to the Elite Four, it's just like no contest, because you start with Lorelei, who has a bunch of water type Pokemon, and then right after that you go into Bruno, who has a couple of rock type Pokemon. So it's basically like going to Brock and Misty again from the beginning at the end of the game. And besides, Moltres is the easiest legendary Pokemon to obtain in Pokemon Red and Blue. You can quite literally just save your Master Ball from the Silph Company and go through the Victory Road and capture it real quick right before you get to the Elite Four. And in these games, Moltres is basically an upgraded Charizard. It can learn stab flying type moves and it has better stats. So as much as we love Charmander and how much praise Charizard gets, it's actually the worst starter to pick in the first generation games. So picking Charmander as a starter was a mistake. But, you know, I still loved my Charmander, even though it was really bad. Now, something you've been looking wrong at your entire life is the Pokeball on the back of a Pokemon card. Now, first of all, that Pokeball is opening. That is an opening Pokeball on the back of that card. But there's something very, very wrong with it. Do you see it? It's the button. The button is on the wrong half of the Pokeball. Because as we all know, the button is on the top half of the Pokeball, where the red meets the white. But on the Pokemon card, the button is on the bottom half, the white part of the Pokeball, making quite literally every single English Pokeball card an error card, because this is not accurate to a real Pokeball. And even in the Japanese version, in the original back, it was the same issue. It had the button on the bottom half of the Pokeball. But eventually, the Japanese designers changed the Pokeball to a more accurate Pokeball, where the button is on the top half of the red part. So now the Japanese cards are more accurate to what a real Pokeball should look like. So man, I just wonder if the final designers that allowed this to go through are slapping themselves in the face now after noticing this is a major error in the Pokeball design. It really makes you wonder if they'll end up fixing this error and making a completely new card back design for the English Pokemon cards. Now, we've all watched the anime and see all the ridiculous things that have happened that Ash Ketchum has done, but something that you probably mistaken that was ridiculous wasn't actually ridiculous at all. It was actually pretty logical on how it happened. And that is Ash's Thunder Armor strategy with his Pikachu and Swellow. Yes, Swellow getting Thunder Armor made a lot of sense when you think about what actually happened. And let me break it down. So, Swellow is known for having the ability Guts, and Guts is an ability that raises the Pokemon's attack stat by 50% when it has a status condition. So when Ash commanded his Pikachu to use Thunderbolt on his Swellow got paralyzed from the Thunderbolt, therefore activating his Guts to where he gets Thunder Armor, basically meaning he got 50% more attack power. And because of this attack boost, Ash's Swellow managed to defeat Liz's and Tate's Pokemon, therefore winning the entire battle. So this ridiculous feat that Ash achieved with his Pikachu and Swellow wasn't really ridiculous at all. And really, in hindsight, it was actually a very smart play by Ash by gambling that Swellow would get paralyzed, activating his Guts ability to win the entire battle. So man, I really underestimated Ash, and now I see why he was offered to be a Frontier Brain at the Battle Frontier in the Pokemon Advanced series. He's really got some obscure strats up his sleeve. Now this next one is a really weird one because it has something to do with parallel universes colliding and fusing together, like in real life. And so the common mistake is that there's a population of people, including myself, that remember Pikachu with a black tip on his tail. Yes, crazy I know, but I'm telling you, I vividly remember seeing Pikachu with a black tip on his tail from like the late 90s. And I also remember very vividly that I drew Pikachu with a black tip on his tail. And maybe it's still around somewhere, maybe it's at my mom's house or something, but I'm telling you, I did draw a Pikachu with a black tip on his tail. And if you remember this yourself and wondering what on earth is happening, well, this is a phenomenon known as the Mandela effect. And if you don't know what the Mandela effect is basically a false memory that a certain population of people have. Hence why people think that a parallel universe fused with our own, because maybe in a parallel universe, Pikachu did have a black tip on his tail, and somehow that parallel universe just fused with our universe and caused us to have this memory, because it was true. But in this universe, it's not true, so therefore it's a false memory. And the reason why it's called the Mandela effect is because it was named after Nelson Mandela, who was in prison for 27 years and then became the president of South Africa. However, though, there was a huge population of people who thought Nelson Mandela died in jail, therefore creating this false memory of him dying in jail, even though he didn't. So yeah, the Mandela effect is just trippy, and it's not just with Pokemon, but other things like the Berenstain Bears, or the Flintstones, or even the Monopoly guy from the Monopoly game. It really makes you wonder if there are parallel universes colliding and fusing together. And let me know, did you remember Pikachu with a black tip on his tail? Or am I just going crazy? Now, for this spot, I want to tell you guys my biggest mistake in Pokemon. And I did this when I was like 7 or 8 years old when Pokemon Crystal came out. And so I literally thought Farfetch'd evolved into Doduo because they're right next to each other in the Pokédex, and it just made sense to my 8-year-old brain that this bird Pokemon is going to evolve into another bird Pokemon with 2 heads. Because, you know, it has 2 heads, so it should be the second evolution. And even though my friend said I was wrong and there's no way that's going to evolve into Doduo, I still leveled this bad boy up to 100. Yes, I literally leveled up a Farfetch'd to level 100, making it my first level 100 Pokemon, by the way, just to prove my friends wrong that it would evolve into Doduo. And guess what? It didn't evolve into Doduo, and by the time it was level 99, I was like, okay, yeah, there's no way it's gonna evolve into Dodrio at this point. So yeah, funny memory, fun pre-internet time, and it was just fun Pokemon banter. And also, it's pretty cool having a level 100 Farfetch'd on my team. Now this one is going to blow your mind, trust me, because I tweeted this out on Twitter and it went like viral. And I'm not even kidding, there was like 20 websites that wrote an article about this tweet and talked about how crazy it was. So prepare yourself. The fact is, you've been going through Rock Tunnel wrong in Pokemon Yellow. Because if you were too lazy to catch 25 Pokemon to get the Flash HM from Professor's Aid, odds are you had to go through Rock Tunnel in pitch black. But if you knew about this secret technique, you could have gone through Rock Tunnel with a handicap. And that handicap is if your Pikachu knows Thunderbolt or Thunder and you talk to it in Rock Tunnel, it will brighten up the cave for a split second. Yes, that is it. Mind blown, right? It literally just brightens up the cave, like does this little Thunder Shock animation, and you can see everything. And I'm telling you, that would have been so helpful as a 7-year-old, 6-year-old of playing Pokemon. Going through Rock Tunnel in pitch black wasn't the funnest thing in the world. So yeah, if you played Pokemon Yellow, odds are is that you went through Rock Tunnel the wrong way. Now, another mistake that we've all done is seeing Pokemon in a weird way. Like, for example, Feraligatr. From his back sprite Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, it looks like he has 2 dummy-thick butt cheeks. But really, those are just bumps on the back of his alligator spine. So no, Feraligatr isn't as sexy as we thought it was. Another very popular one is Hoothoot. It looks like Hoothoot has 1 leg, but it really doesn't. Because as seen in Pokemon Stadium, it actually has 2 legs, and it just hides one of them in his feathers. But I'm telling you, for the longest time, I thought Hoothoot had 1 leg, and I always was confused on why they made an owl like that. Oh, and Metapod. Metapod looks like it's angry, looking back at me, wanting to destroy me or something. But as it turns out, it actually has the opposite expression in it. It actually has like a sad-looking face, and it's just all chill looking. But man, I'm convinced. I feel like Metapod is like Two-Face from Batman. It has 1 evil side and 1 like I don't care side. And luckily for us, the trainer has that point of view of the evil side, so nothing can escape the sight of an evil Metapod. And just to name a few others, the Hitmonchan from Generation 1 looks like a pooping Doduo with a creepily Togekiss looking behind it. Poliwag's mouth looks like its nose, but it's actually its mouth. Those are lips you see. Delibur's sack where it keeps all his presents is actually his tail, so it actually is holding on to its sack-like tail. And finally, Gardevoir having no feet. It does have feet. Just look at it in the anime. Those are its feet. So yeah, there are a lot of Pokemon that you might see the wrong way. And let me know in the comments, which Pokemon did you look at the wrong way? Now, something that a lot of us definitely did wrong was going through the Center of Victory Road without preparing enough. Because in the previous generations, going through Victory Road didn't require that much, because in Generation 1, you only need the HM strength. In Generation 2, you didn't need any HMs, you could just bike your way through Victory Road in like 1 minute. However though, you did need Surf and Waterfall to at least get to the Victory Road area. In Generation 3, you need a Strength, Surf, and Rock Smash, but in all odds, you probably already have these moves on your Pokemon because they're pretty common battling moves. But in Generation 4, you needed a whopping 5 HMs to go through Victory Road. You needed Surf, Strength, Rock Smash, Waterfall, and Rock Climb. And who the hell puts Rock Climb on their Pokemon? No one does. So in all odds, the City of Victory Road probably definitely caught a lot of us by surprise and forced us to go back to get a rock climbing Pokemon. Because seriously, who wants to go into the Elite Four with a Pokemon with Rock Climb? The weirdest obscure move ever. Now, I was trying to do some more research for this video, and I ended up asking Pip Knight if he had any funny mistakes in Pokemon. And if you don't know who Pip Knight is, definitely check him out, because he's like the OG Pokemon battler on YouTube, and he's awesome. And he also has an Australian accent, so it makes it even better. And what he told me was hilarious. He told me that in Generation 2, when he was naming his rival, he thought the rival's name was question mark, question mark, question mark. Because when you battle him, it just says question mark, question mark, question mark, and when the police comes up to you and asks what the name was of that person, in Pip Knight's mind, when he was very young, he thought it was actually question mark, question mark, question mark. And he thought he would go to like Pokemon jail if he lied to the policeman for not telling the truth. And I mean, he's got a point. I mean, the rival's name was technically question mark, question mark, question mark, so canonically, I guess his real name is that. Which is just downright hilarious. This is funny. Another humongous misconception and mistake that we make in Pokemon is assuming the typing of the Pokemon. Like, for example, Lugia, the Guardian of the Sea. It's a water type, right? Nah, it's just flying, it's psychic. Oh, what about that duck that used psychic abilities to manipulate things with his mind? Nah, it's just water type. But that stupid Slowpoke that has a shell on his back that went on its hind legs, that's a psychic type for sure. Oh, what about that octopus from Pokemon Sword and Shield that is literally an octopus and swims through the water and does octopus things? It's water type, right? Nah, it's just fighting, bro. Okay, what about that one flower Pokemon that literally is a flower and does flower things? Nah, it's not a grass type, just fairy, bro. Okay, what about Gyarados? What about the Magikarp that went up the waterfall and turned into a dragon by jumping over the gate? Gyarados has to be a dragon type, right? It knows Dragon Dance, for God's sake. Nah, bro, it's just flying type. Sorry. So yeah, there are a lot of Pokemon that we mistakenly think that are typing when they actually aren't for some reason. And I don't know why, but a lot of them seem to be water types or lack of a water typing. Now, another mistake that we've all made is sleeping on Smeargle, because personally, when I first discovered it in Pokemon Gold and Silver, I thought it was a terrible Pokemon because it only could learn Sketch, and like, why would you even want to do that? Like, just get the Pokemon like learn the move naturally. But as it turns out, Smeargle became one of the best Pokemon to use in the VGC meta for the very reason that I thought it was a bad Pokemon. And that fact was that it could learn any move that it wanted to. And I didn't even realize Smeargle was a good Pokemon until like 15 years later when I saw it in the VGC 2016 World Championships. There were so many people that were using Smeargle, to my surprise. It just made me really curious on why this Pokemon was so popular. And well, it turns out that Smeargle with Dark Void and a Focus Sash is insanely powerful. And it was so powerful that it was actually nerfed in the next Pokemon game in Pokemon Sun and Moon. They literally made it where Dark Void would always fail if used by a Pokemon that's not Darkrai. So therefore, Smeargle with a Sketch Dark Void couldn't use it anymore. Oh, and also they nerfed its accuracy from 80% to 50%, so it was just cracked in Pokemon X and Y. And if you're wondering why Smeargle with Dark Void is so powerful, well, putting the opponent's Pokemon to sleep on turn 1 can shift the game completely, and is so immensely powerful that you just take control of the entire battle. And keep in mind, Dark Void isn't a single target move, it is a multi-target move. So quite literally on turn 1, your Smeargle can put both opposing Pokemon to sleep, giving you the total advantage. So yeah, us underestimating Smeargle was a giant mistake. And looking back, man, like I had no idea this little dog Pokemon was capable of this. So yeah, Smeargle is definitely one of those Rockies of Pokemon. Another mistake that we've made is trusting Whismur. At first glance, it looks like a cute little bunny hybrid thing, but in reality, it has a terrible secret that will disturb you. What is that secret? The secret is this. It has a butthole. Now finally for this last one, I asked my Twitter followers what was the biggest mistake they made in Pokemon. And well, here were the funniest and most interesting ones that I could find. Sarah said, leaving a wild battle where the Pokemon was a shiny, thinking it was an error of the game. Oof. Potato said, on no way to catch Mewtwo in Heart Gold, I realized I only had 7 Ultra Balls, so I was leaving the kid to buy more when I ran into a shiny Wobbuffet and ended up running out of balls trying to catch it. Damn, that is unlucky, dude. Anya said, a friend told me the only way to evolve Skitty was to get it to level 50, and I believed them without checking the internet. So I spent days getting it to 50, and when it didn't evolve, I just stared at the screen and got so mad I restarted my entire save file. Damn, I feel you with that one with my Farfetch, but no one told me it would evolve. I just kinda assumed that it did. Jeffrey said, in one of my Pokemon Emerald runs, I forgot I was in a battle, and I thought I found a wild mug and tried to catch it with my Master Ball. The trainer then smacked it away and chewed me out for trying to steal his Pokemon. Yo, that's very unfortunate. Leo said, I thought Buizel was normally gold until after a few weeks finishing platinum, then accidentally encountered a Buizel near the Valley Woodworks and realized I had a shiny. Well, that's actually a pretty good mistake, I would guess. Good thing you didn't release it thinking it was a normal one. Jorge said, rinsing Hey You Pikachu without the mic, countless of times as a child. My dumb was just yelling into the N64 controller. Yo, that is great. And for the final one, Madison said, I released my starter Torterra in Pearl because I felt bad that I made him fight against other Pokemon. Sad face. And then I cried because I kept getting beat by trainers, so I gave up. God. Yo, Madison, I'm sorry to hear that. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, so definitely check out my Twitter and follow me if you want to be featured in another video in the future. I might just make a series of just reading replies to tweets like that. That could be a lot of fun. And there you go, 50 mistakes that you probably made in Pokemon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to support me on Patreon, click on the button right here. I spend days, if not weeks, on these videos, and the YouTube algorithms really favor that, so it helps me out a ton. You get to talk to me and also see sneak peeks of future videos, so there's a lot of cool things that come with being a Patreon. And also, if you want to binge watch my videos, be sure to click on the end card right now and start binging. And yeah, that's all for this video, and I'll see y'all next time. See ya.